Hello everybody, welcome to my channel, WSUK Radio, and no, this is not a filter. I really do look this old.
Get off from my lawn before I take away your hacky sack.
Can I go on a rant real quick about how we need to bring back tribes and villages? I always hear people saying that, oh, things were catastrophically awful during the time that there were tribes and villages, and I'm not getting it because every single day of my life I feel like I need to hop into a time machine and go back to literally any time that merit-based living. This is the funny part, is that they actually have the balls to say that we're living in a meritocracy when obviously we're not, and the people that are saying that we are living in a meritocracy are either are completely delusional, or they wish we were living in a meritocracy, which if that's the case, then that's what they wish. They wish that we lived in villages and lived in tribes. And there's nothing wrong with tribes. What do you think we are in right now? American is a tribe. Chinese is a tribe. I mean, all of the nations, each nation is a tribe. The only difference is instead of having small scale battles like between tribe and tribe, which maybe consisted of, I don't know how many people, but definitely not billions of people, millions of people, we're having it just on a much larger scale, which is, I would say, arguably far worse. But yeah, it's better now. I don't want to be the one sounding the, dog whistle of race baiting, but even race aside, I feel like people think it's better now because people have an easier time surviving, or I really should say it this way. Weak people have an easier time surviving now. And for those of the population that feel that they're weak, and maybe I would be one of them, I don't know. Hopefully I would be protected by a big bear of a man who, goes and hunts and rips the boars and bears apart with his bare hands, and it's a lot of boars and bears. But hopefully I would be with some beast of a man who wears fur as his robe and, runs the whole tribe. But I don't know. as women, we do have that ability to, I mean, that's kind of our whole function, is that we're part of a team, man and woman, and the man goes out and he hunts and he fishes and builds and kills things and protects you, and you bear the children and you love him. I mean, anyway, but yeah, hopefully I would be protected like that. But I mean, let's say I was born into a male body that was 4'11" and 120 pounds, I would die. But the whole point is, we're stretching out our lifespans, like, for why? Like, our priorities in this life, in this civilization, which, no, okay, wait, let me go back. No, let me continue. Our priorities in this civilization that we currently have are elongating our lifespan, not making it worth anything, but just elongating it. When they say improving the quality of life, I feel like they just mean more technology that enables the weak to function in a invented structure, like, that's designed for the weak to thrive in. Like, why can't we just have nature? I don't understand why it's so important to rip and rend apart what's real, like surviving and living in the wild, we're smart. We do have technology. Like we had technology before there was technology. Our technology was arrows and shit. I mean, our technology was blow darts and shit. You know, what do you mean we need what do we need technology for? All we need is our intelligent brain, our human intelligent brain, and like tools. Why do we need technology? And when we live in tribes, we live in a community that does monitor itself, because inside of a tribe you have leaders, and you have like one chief, you know, like that everyone agrees is strong, is worthy of being a leader, because otherwise there will be an overthrow, and agrees is just. And what I like about that model is that they will be overthrown if they are unjust. The population will understand that they are being destabilized by poor leadership, and they will overthrow that leader. And in our current system, you have a man like Joe Biden, who is senile and can barely walk up a flight of stairs, and he's the leader. Or a slut like Kamala, who just knows nothing about what she's doing whatsoever, gives you a whole bunch of word salad. And I know that's like everybody's favorite term, but it really is word salad. Like, unburdened by what has been, moving forward, and what. So anyway, as I was saying, we only need tools and our brain, and we can survive. We can survive. We don't need the government to survive. We don't. And inside of a tribe, there are leaders, there are warriors, there is a council. They talk about things, discuss things. It's not like one dictator deciding everything. It's the hunters are going out there, like the athletic young men are going out there and hunting the boar and bringing it back and chopping it up, and maybe even we have like some fields of cows and lambs and things like that, you know, and chickens, and it's so easy to fish. And I mean, all these things can be done and produced and created and done and made and produced for the village that everyone lives in. Like, it's the warriors are the ones that are protecting our freedom to do that. And that's kind of like the little storybook story that we've been told about the United States. Like, oh, the soldiers are out there protecting our freedoms to live our lives. No, they're not. Actually, they're fucking not. I mean, they are in the sense that all the wars that the government can start and does start get fought by these men, but it's a damn shame because we don't have to lose that many people. Like, we don't need to. We need to scale it down, is what I'm saying. We need to scale it down so that we can have natural lives. Stop this forward progress, which is actually regression of humanity. It's a regression. Look at us. We're like, there's people chopping themselves to pieces right now and being like, this is amazing. Like, everyone should be able to live their life the way that I won't say the way that they want, because we shouldn't. But, you know, you live inside of a community. You consider yourself, you consider your family, you consider your neighbors, and you consider the community. I don't know when that went out of fashion. I don't know why that's out of fashion. I don't know why people think that that doesn't make sense to do. I don't know when it became such an ego trip for all of everyone to go along with whatever you want to do. Like, if you want to ride a bike and public naked, we're supposed to be okay with it. Why? Why does the world revolve around you? It shouldn't. Like, didn't these people ever watch the Care Bears? Didn't these people ever watch any 80s cartoon, any Disney movie before 2000? I don't know. I don't know when they started getting really weird. Generation X is the greatest and wisest generation, in my opinion. We were the generation that was like, all right, you know what? Maybe we shouldn't beat the children. Maybe we should stop that. And then after that, everybody was like, yeah, let's let them do whatever they want to do. What have we done? Anyway. But yeah, back to the tribes and villages. So the tribes and villages are meritocracies, and there's no question about it, because the reason why we know that is because it's what naturally unfolds. What naturally unfolds is you do something, you get a result. Like, if you work hard, you get the good result. If you fight hard, you win the battle. Like, that's a meritocracy. That's a real meritocracy. Tribes and villages. So, I mean, don't say you want to live in a meritocracy when you're full of it. Like, and all these people that are literally admitting that they just want to live in the kind of society where it doesn't matter if you do anything. Please stop. Please stop. Please stop enabling, like, laziness and worthlessness and uselessness and thoughtlessness and carelessness. And why do you want that in a society? I don't understand. Why would you want that? Like those Chinese ladies that are at the Chinese restaurants, and the reason why they like yell at you. I've grown up in a place where, like, and this is fine, I'm not saying anything against Chinese people, okay? They've grown up in a place where customer service is not a thing, okay? And that's because it is a system, an artificial system that has been created. Communism is an artificial system that has been created, and it causes people to act in strange ways. Like, anytime you create a system that's unnatural, it makes people be weird. Like the hoarding. Like, people don't hoard in a natural environment in the way that they hoard in this structured environment. The way that they're hoarding is they're hoarding money, okay? People have bank accounts with billion of dollars in it. Why? Those are all resources. Like, those represent resources, the money, the papers. When you have a bank account that has $1 million in it, they're incentivizing us to do this. They're incentivizing us to hoard everything. Like, that's unnatural. Like, it doesn't make sense. Like, you're in a village and you have orange groves and you have lemon trees and you have apple trees and you have crops and you have fruits, vegetables, cows, lamb. Like, if people if one person just started, like, rounding up the lamb and being like, you can't, why would anyone do that? What we need to incentivize people to do is participate inside of a village. And the incentive for that is that they live in the village. They live there. They can't piss people off. There's only a certain amount of people in the village. They can't, and then incentivize people. And then you would definitely want to incentivize people to take a wife from a neighboring village. That's what you do. And then the whole thing is interconnected. Like, and people are like, oh, you just want to dream of this utopia. What What are we doing right now? We're dreaming of a utopia, and that utopia does not exist. The utopia of the United States, no, it doesn't exist. Can you see that yet? Can you see that yet when you're going to the grocery store and you can't even fly? You cannot buy. You're like, how could I buy coffee? It would be egregious for me to buy coffee since I need something to actually fill my stomach up with. Okay, it depends on how addicted you are to coffee. But, I mean, you can't have bacon because that's just a luxury. Do you know what I mean? Like, you're like, okay, what do I absolutely need? Like, why don't you just be in the wild? And you wouldn't have to spend 12 hours a day. Look, what about all those people out there that are like doing 40, 50 hours a week just to try to maintain their apartment that they never hang out in? That's totally insane. Nobody in a village would have to work that much. You do your part. You do your little part. The guy goes out and he fishes. He comes back after a couple of hours and he's got fish. Why do we want this? Why do we want this again?